Welcome back to the another session of our English class. How are you, dear children? Hope you all are fine. In the previous classes, we were dealing with the story Making a Mango Pickle. So let's go through the summary of the story that we went through in the previous classes. Students, before that, I want to ask you a question. Who's the author of the story Making a Mango Pickle? Yes, very good. Bibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay. Now, shall we go through the summary of the story? Summary of Making a Mango Pickle. Appu was playing in the open veranda of their house. At that time, Durga called Appu from behind the jackfruit tree and Appu ran towards Durga. She showed a half coconut shell to Appu which contained slices of tender green mango. Durga inquired whether their mother came back from the cut. Appu said no by shaking his head. Thus, Durga requested Appu to get her a bit of oil and some salt to make mango pickle. Appu inquired Durga about the place where Durga got the mango. Durga replied that she got this from under the Sindur Kunto tree. After that, Durga compelled Appu to get her oil and salt. Students, now shall we go through the rest of the story? I think you all are curiously waiting to know what happened next. Am I right? So, all of you take page number 28. Did you see these two paragraphs? Okay, now I am going to read it. You should listen carefully. Okay. The shell, said Appu. Give me the shell. I'll pour it into the shell. You stand by the back door and keep a lookout. Mind you, don't spill any oil on the floor. Better be careful. Otherwise, Ma will know for sure. You are such a good for nothing. So, what did you understand from these two paragraphs? Look at the first paragraph. Here, Appu told her to give him the coconut shell to carry oil in it and instructed Durga to stand by the back door to look whether their mother is coming. Students, in this first paragraph, what is the meaning of pour? Pour means to make a substance flow from a container to another. Students, did you see this picture? Here, a liquid is pouring from a cup to another container. Students, now all of you look at the second paragraph. Here, Durga told Appu to take the oil carefully without spilling any oil on the floor. She knew that otherwise mother will identify that. She also added that Appu is good for nothing. That means of no use. In this paragraph, did you see the word spill? So, what's the meaning of spill? Spill means to cause or allow to fall from a container. All of you look at this picture. Here, water is spilling from a glass. Hope you all understood these two paragraphs. Am I right? Now, all of you look at the next paragraphs. I'm going to read it. All of you listen. When Appu came out of the house, Durga took the coconut shell from him and expertly got the mix of oil and salt into the mango slices. Here, put out your hand. Didi, are you going to eat all the rest yourself? Do you think you can get us a nice chili? I'll give you an extra slice if you do. Students, what happened here? Did Appu get the oil from the kitchen? Yes, he got oil from the kitchen and Durga took shell from Appu and she mixed oil and salt with the mango slices. She mixed it as an expert in that. Then Durga asked Appu to show his hand. Appu showed his hand and Durga put some mango pickle in his hand. At that time, Appu thought that the rest of the mango pickle is going to be eaten by Durga herself. So he asked Durga about that. As a reply, Durga requested Appu to get a nice chilli and added that she'll give him an extra slice if he get her chilli. In the first paragraph, did you see a word expertly? Yes. So what do you mean by expertly? Expertly means in a highly skillful or knowledgeable manner. Now, did you see a phrasal verb in the first paragraph? What do you mean by phrasal verb? A phrase that consists of a verb with a preposition is phrasal verb. For example, put down, put on, put off, come across, and go on are some examples. Students, so here put out is a phrasal verb that is given in the first paragraph. So what do you mean by put out? Put out means to show. Here, Durga asked Appu to put out his hand. Students, did you understand these paragraphs? Now, shall we move on to the next two paragraphs? Are you ready? Okay, I am going to read it. All of you listen attentively. But how shall I get to the chilies, Didi? They are right upon the shelf. I can't even reach it. Don't bother. I'll get some more mangoes later in the day. You know that tree by the pond? There's lots and lots of budding mangoes that will fall off in the afternoon sun. Students, what was the reply of Appu when Durga asked him to get her chili? Yes, some of you are telling the right answer. Here, Appu ignored that he can't get the chili. Why he said so? Because he knew that it is up on the shelf so that he cannot reach it. Now, all of you look the next paragraph. Here, Durga told Appu that she will get some more mangoes later by telling about the mango tree by the pond, from which lots of budding mangoes will fall towards the ground in the afternoon. Now, all of you look at the second paragraph. Did you see a word bother? Here, the meaning of the word bother is upset. Now, all of you look at the second sentence. You know that tree by the pond. Here, what does mean by pond? Have you ever seen a pond? Pond is a small body of still water. Now, can you see a picture here? This is a picture of a pond. Now, all of you look at the last sentence. There is lots and lots of budding mangoes that will fall off in the afternoon sun. Here, what do you mean by budding mangoes? All of you look at this picture. These are budding mangoes. In Malayalam, we will say that kannimanga. I think most of you like to eat that. Am I right? Students, there is a phrasal verb in the last sentence. Did you identify that? Yes, I think some of you easily identified that phrasal verb. So, what's that phrasal verb? Tell me. Yes, very good. Fall off is a phrasal verb that is given in the last sentence. So, what's the meaning of the phrasal verb fall off? Fall off means fall down. For example, I am going to tell a sentence. A coconut fall off from a coconut tree. A mango fall off from a mango tree. Students, did you understand these two paragraphs? Okay, hope you all understood this. Students, now shall we move on to the next two paragraphs? Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to read it. The back door opened with a sharp clang, and Sarbojoya was heard calling out, Dugga, oh Dugga, that's Ma calling. Q, go and see what's up. Finish it up over there. No, wait, you have got grains of salt all over your mouth. Wipe them away first. Students, what do you understand? All of you look at the first paragraph. Here, the back door of their house opened with a huge sound. At that time, who called Durga? Yes, Sarbojoya called Durga. Who is Sarbojoya? Yes, Durga's mother's name is Sarbojoya. So, how Sarbojoya called Durga? Yes, look at the last line in the first paragraph. Durga, oh Durga. She called Durga as Durga. Here, Durga and Appu knew that it's their mother who was calling. Durga asked Appu to go and see what's going on there. But there were some grains of salt all over Appu's mouth. So Durga told him to wipe that from his mouth. Because Durga knew that Sarbojoya will identify their planning when she found that salt all over Appu's mouth. Students, now shall we go through some new words and their meanings? For that, all of you look at the first paragraph. Did you see a word clang? What do you mean by clang? Clang means a loud sound. Look at the first sentence. The back door opened with a sharp clang. Now, all of you look at the second paragraph. Look at the last sentence in the second paragraph. Wipe them away first. So, what do you mean by wipe? Wipe means to clean. Hope you all understood these two paragraphs. Am I right? Students, now you have some activities. Here, you can see some dialogues from the story Making a Mango Pickle. Right? Now, what you have to do is identify the speaker and write it in the second column. Students, to do this activity, all of you read the text thoroughly. All of you remember one thing. All of you write this activity in your rough note. Okay? We will discuss this activity in the next class. Hope you all understood today's class. Notes are given after this video. All of you write the notes. So students, we will meet in the next class. You have to read the text very well and write the activity in your rough note. Thank you, dear children.